Hey guys, real quick before this starts, just so you know, this went a little bit longer than we thought. There was a lot of cards and also we had some interesting conversations. So yeah, just as you can probably see from the time of it. But hope you guys still enjoy it. Maybe put it on in the background unless you want to see the cards we're talking about. And just disclaimer, enjoy. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the official...
Whoa!
Going over the rest of the set. So they released all the remaining cards of the set. This is not including the constructed deck. We still have another spoiler for that coming tonight. But this is all the remaining cards that they haven't spoiled. And this video is replacing the news for this week since not a lot of news outside of these cards that we're about to look at. So we're going to go through. If we repeat a card that has already been spoiled, apologies. We're going off the top of our heads as we go through this entire list. But hopefully it'll make it easier for you guys so you're not having to read every single card that hasn't been seen, and also get our reactions to it because we haven't seen these before. And yeah, so Oscar, you will lead the way.
All right, we'll get to it. So then the first card is Aimel's Unicorn. Looks to be a shift card, which is cool. It's a beast.
I love it.
Yeah. 2 cost 6/6, flips over to an 8/6 with precision, as well as destroy.
It flips when you do Judgment is when it flips.
Right. I like that when it comes in, it says destroy target resonator with attack less than this card's attack.
Oh, nice. So you can destroy a card that has, maybe there's a card with a crazy amount of defense that you can destroy as well as just simple cards like Sacred Elf and things like that. Anything less than 800 attack, there's some decent ones that have less than that but are still like big cards.
But defense wouldn't come into play a bit. Just the attack number would have to be less.
I just said if it has a high defense, like a high cost card, like that has like 3,000 defense and 100 attack.
Okay, yeah.
So now you can just easily destroy it. Yeah, stuff like that.
All right.
So pretty interesting. I don't know if I would run that in my inverted deck, but yeah,
it wouldn't hurt. Next one, Angel of Hope. 1 cost 2/3. It's an angel, by the way, so I'll point that out. I talked about it'd be cool to sprinkle in some old support, and here's an angel.
Yeah. Flying and Drain. Drain is the one where whenever it deals damage, you gain that much life. And whenever you do Judgment Ruler, you flip her. And whenever you gain a life counter, you put a 100 counter. Or whenever you gain life, you put a 100 counter on this card. So that's pretty cool. So she passively gets stronger.
Yeah, and it's cool because when she flips over, she uses those +1 counters. Or at least one of them. So it's when it, 4/5 when it flips.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, well she has flying, and when it inverts, destroy target resonator if there is a counter on this card. So you get a free destruction essentially, because most likely you have a counter on it at some point. So that's something I might actually put into my deck. I've already like somewhat made my inversion Aimul deck, so I'm still deciding what else to put in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the next one.
Next one is Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde.
So the front side, Dr. Jekyll, 3 cost 7/8 human. Whenever you do Judgment Ruler, invert him. And you pay 1 less to do Judgment with him on the field. So that's pretty cool. Helps with Aimul a lot, obviously. And then Miss Hyde is an 8/9 human. This card cannot be attacked, and other inverse resonators you control gain 4/4. That's awesome. That's for sure going in my deck.
Yeah, I like the third text. Anyone can change, good or evil.
So you Judgment for less than when you flip, all your stuff flips with it, and all the stuff that just flipped is now buffed 400. That's
pretty good. I like him. Good in the sense, guys, we're not talking like this is going to be the meta card. Just it's a good interaction with the deck itself. I like it.
Don't worry.
Next one is Escaped Jeweler for 1. It's a 1/1 human. When this card enters the field, gain a gem of any attribute. You can tap a light and tap this card. Return this card to its owner's hand. Rest target resonator.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's actually pretty good.
Instead of a panda deck. Because right now we just have 1 cost gem trader and 1 cost jewel children. The gem trader comes in, you get a light gem. Jewel children, they have to die and go to your graveyard, and you get 2 gems, a black and a blue or something like that. This one, same 1 cost, enters the field, you instantly get any gem you want. You get to tap 1 and tap him, and he bounces back into your hand, so you can put him into your field again to get that. So just that effect alone is cool, but the fact that it has the additional thing of resting a resonator
Yeah,
makes him really cool, and it's a tap ability, so you can do it in response on your opponent's turn before they enter their battle phase, or on your
yeah,
turn to
yeah.
kill something.
It's really good.
I'm digging it. I like that card a lot.
All right, next
Uh,
card up is Furica's Expedition.
Interesting. One cost. Chant, reveal the top card of your deck. Gain X gems of any attribute, where X is the total cost of the card revealed this way. Oh, that's
Oh,
amazing.
I mean, it could be amazing. Like, what if you reveal Escape Jeweler and you're like, oh, I gain one light gem.
Well, at worst case scenario, it's a shitty discovery. That's the
Yeah,
absolute worst case scenario where you gain a gem of any attribute for one cost. You just don't get to draw a card. Best case scenario, it's anything other than a one cost card. You
oh,
know?
she has a long lost younger brother.
Well,
I wonder if he'll come into play.
Oh. Um,
I know we haven't seen Jim, Hammer, or Panda. I'll let you do this one.
all right,
It
so
looks so cool.
3 cost 8/8. Yeah, he's just like he's got.
Handlebar
Is that a
mustache.
handlebar mustache? Weird. 8/8 Panda. When this card enters field, gain 2 gems of any attribute. Ooh, and this card gains 4/4 as long as you control 10 or more gems. 10 or more gems. That's a lot of gems. However, there's a lot of
Yeah.
gem gaining now with a lot of these cards. So that's
He
not
brings two in with him.
impossible. Yeah, so and they can be of any attribute. So you could have 10 light gems, which would be ideal if you're building up for a Shin Shin combo. But a 3 cost 8/8 and gaining 2 gems, I think that's pretty good just on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ends up being a 12/12 3 cost 8 that you gain 2 gems on, that's even better. It helps with that field flooding that I was talking about. It's cool to have. I don't know if I talked about it on here or if I was just talking to someone else, but where pandas ideally would want to be in a position where they are like how feasting used to be. Feasting would flood the field with a bunch of elves, little cheap elves. Pandas have the potential to flood in a similar manner with a similar amount in a similar time frame, but they're these giant hefty things instead. So this just adds to that.
I like it. Happiness is relative to one's number of gems.
True dat, man.
Have you seen Jewel Aura already? The
I
wording
don't,
looks familiar.
I don't think so.
Gain a gem of any attribute,
2
then
cost
target Resonator. Yeah, sorry, 2 cost chant. Then target Resonator gains +2/+2 for each different attribute among all gems you control until end turn. You control 5 attributes, 1,000, right? For 2.
Yes, for each different attribute when all gems. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know how great it is because it doesn't have. I think it's missing quick cast.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
but that'd be too good. Be like your opponent's turn on the block.
Oh yeah, no,
cast
we got to
Jewel.
worry about those pandas being too fucking strong. Yeah, better nerf that shit where I
There's
stand.
the salt, guys. There it is. All right, this next card, the one I said was pretty good. I'll let you do this one.
Jewel Step, 1 cost quick cast chant. Return target non-magic stone, non-J-Ruler entity you control to its owner's hand. Then you may banish 3 gems. If you do, put this card into its owner's hand as it resolves. Then you may banish.
I mean, you get inner effects back again. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
For one.
But, like, one of the main inner effects is that 1 cost, and he already has a built-in bounce.
So is there no other pandas that you may be running that have a good inner effect?
If
I
there
don't know
are,
pandas as well as you
I'd
do.
rather play Orphika to bounce it back into the field rather than pay its cost again. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of. I mean, that's they're both different timings when you think about it. Because yeah, Orphica, but this one, you know, I can do it before recovery and then return that panda to play if I was trying to trigger something.
Yeah, well, I guess it's good in response. Like, if it's about to die and I don't want it to die, I can bounce it back into my hand. So, yeah, maybe I can run, like, a 2 of it or something like that.
Maybe, right? Next one up is Light Castle, Palace of Hope.
Ooh.
2 cost addition, one light. It says whenever you do Judgment of a Ruler, invert this card.
Oh, an
When
invert
this card-
edition.
Yeah, and when this card enters the field, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each Resonator you control.
Oh, that's amazing.
We were talking about this the other day, right? Something about gaining +1 counters from a spoiler the other night.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that interacts with counters
Yeah.
now. And this is great. Imagine having a bunch of 1-cost Sylvias on your field, and you put this down and puts counters on all
That's
of
what
them.
it was. Sylvia needs them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it flips over into Dark Castle, Palace of Despair.
Nice.
Still in addition, it says when this card inverts, put 4 -1/-1 counters on each resonator your opponent controls.
I love it. I love it so much. All right. Let's see if this makes golems viable. Magic Transforming Warrior. 5-cost 12/12 golem. It has Mobilize. Mobilize is just banishing a gem. Interesting. Yeah. Whenever this card attacks, for each different attribute of the gem banished to pay this card's Mobilize cost during this battle. Oh my god. I'm sorry. This is such a small text. For each different attribute of the gem. Okay, so can you banish multiple gems to mobilize him?
Yeah, it doesn't say how many gems to banish. You can banish probably any number you want, like all of them.
Well, you'd think they do apostrophe S after gem because it doesn't say for each different attribute among the gem.
Oh, maybe you can't then.
So
I don't know.
I'd be curious to get a ruling on that if you can banish multiple gems. But for each different color among the gem, used to unless we're gonna get multicolored gems, that'd be cool. Mobilize cost during this battle. This card gains the following until end of turn. If it's a yellow gem, he gains 500 defense. If it's red, he gains pierce. If it's blue, he gains flying. If it's green, he gains first strike. And if it's black, he gains 500 attack. So that's pretty cool. We already have the other golem that when it enters gives you one of every single color gem.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't we already have like 2 golems now that produce or do something with gems now?
Including this one?
Yeah.
Yes, now we have 2 total.
Okay, 2 total.
It might be another one that I'm forgetting. So it's interesting that they're pushing golems inside of a... I mean, it makes it so it might be worth it to run the other golem inside of a gem deck and making just... I don't know. Well, it's super interesting.
I think it was funny that I see this and I was like, oh man, it's like they're just remaking it so you can play golems in a whole different type of deck because, you know, the original idea didn't work with Pandora. And you read the flavor text, it says, using gems, Tigris refitted golems into much more versatile fighters. It's like he's repurposing them, just like I was thinking.
Yeah, Pandora sucks. That sucks. All right.
Next one is, did we go through Miscalculation already? I mean, have you ever seen that? One cost white.
I don't know if we did. Let's go over just
destroy attacking resonator.
1 cost yellow quick cast. Destroy attacking. That's really good. It's you know, it reminds me of sniping from the bushes, except better. It's
destroys it.
It's a slightly different version of Zero's Magic Light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not as versatile. However, the 1 cost less if you're not running Zero as your ruler. Makes it that at least me, would be more likely to run this in Zero's Magic Light. Obviously, it's not as good for when you're attacking and want to move a Resonator out so that the damage goes through. However, it's a very good defensive card.
Lots of destruction.
Yeah, I told you they hate Resonators. Next Panda Medium. Oh, I love that. He's like, blah, blah, blah. 3 cost, 8 Panda. Whenever you do Judgment of a Ruler, invert a Panda with invert. You invert him. You can tap him to remove target card in your graveyard from the game. Interesting.
And he inverts.
He inverts into possess. Oh god, it's not cute anymore. 1,000 Panda. Tap. Put target card from a removed area that was moved by this card into its owner's hand. Okay, I was about to say I don't understand the use of that ability, and that's the use of it.
Is that Sauron in the background?
Wait. Oh, it is. What is Sauron doing here? Get out of here. This is the wrong lore. Yeah, it might be decent in Panda deck. I don't think I'd run it in my IMO deck, but it's decent.
All right, next one. Panda Performer, 3 cost.
I love that.
1 light, 2 void, 5 1,000. When this card attacks, gain a gem of any attribute. Banish a gem, switch the attack and defense of this card until end of turn. It's not bad.
Interesting. I was about to say this is one of the cards that could be destroyed by the card I was telling you about, where it has a low attack but a high defense. But you could just banish a gem in response. I love the art of that card though.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's somebody new.
Yeah.
Next one up is Relief Aid, I believe.
No.
You've seen that?
Have we? Fudge. I forget. Relief Aid is a one-cost chant, in case we haven't covered it. Put target resonator from your graveyard into your hand. Yeah, we've seen this. If it's a panda, gain a gem.
Yeah, I just looked at the spoilers page. We did.
Yeah. Still a great card. I love it.
Okay, yeah, we haven't seen the next one, though.
Yeah,
Sacred
this one's
Knight of-
badass looking. Go over it.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, fine. It's a 4-cost badass looking card with 9/9 with quick cast. It's a human. Whenever you do judgment, flip it as always. When this card enters the field, prevent all damage that would be dealt to this card until end of turn. Okay, so you could quick cast it and block to prevent damage.
And just eat up that damage.
Yeah. And that's really about it.
Unless it's what's it called? Crimson Dust Scroll. It can't be prevented.
Yep.
Conviction. So it flips over to 1,000 human.
Uh-huh.
Precision. Whenever this card attacks, target J/Resonate gains -2/-2 until end of turn.
It's okay. Front side's better.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Apprentice Martial Artist. 2-cost 7/7 Dragonoid. When this card enters the field, remove 3 strength counters from your J ruler if they're still there. If you don't, we'll get to that. If you don't, this card enters the field rested. Tap red. This card gains +100 till end of turn. Oh, that's it's freaking Lancelot. Kind of. Not a strong version of Lancelot, a balanced version of Lancelot. Except he has higher beginning stats at 7/7. So 2-cost 7/7 is pretty good, and then being able to swing in there like, no blocks, and you're like, buff it up or something like that. I'm digging it.
It's true. Next one looks to be Domesticated Dragon. It's a 5-cost, 1,012. And Flying says, null, this card gains the following text as long as you have no cards in hand, and it is pay a red, this card gains +2 until end of turn.
So the null doesn't matter too much, but we'll see. This card will be very important later on.
Fictitious Fire is a 2-cost, quick cast. This card deals 600 damage to target player or J/Resonator.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It says null as blah, blah, blah. This card deals 800 damage instead. So it's the last card in your hand, 800.
All right. So it's really good in a null deck. Outside of that, we already have a 600 quick cast. So I guess this is just more of the same. Lots of burn is good. But I don't see people really running it over the other card or running more than 4 of this type of card, really. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I mean, I like it.
Next is Flame Claw Sabertooth. Sort of a vanilla, 3-cost 9/5 with first strike. I don't like it, but cool art. Do you like it, Oscar?
Yeah, it's okay. I like to say the art. It's Sabertooth. It's neat.
Yeah.
But we'll go to the next one. Hollow Flame Shadow. It's a 1-cost red, 1/5 Cthulhu. First Cthulhu. Woo.
Ooh. That's a badass.
It says null. This card gains +5/+5 in swiftness.
So a 1/5 1-cost is pretty decent stats, I think, especially for being a Cthulhu, how it'll be able to interact with other stuff.
Yeah.
And with null being a 6/6 1-drop, that's great. All right, so Keurig, the J-Ruler side was unsealed. We already went over what the sealed side was when it was taken before. So the sealed item is Blood of the Dragon God, God's Art. It's a God's Art ability. Remove 7 strength counters from this card. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may put a Dragon Resonator from among them into the field. Put the rest in your graveyard. This card gains 1,000 till end of turn. So you can, if you're able to give him swiftness, you can flip, spend 7 before you tick back up to 15 in order to do that search in 1,000 if you wanted to. Because in response to him entering, you play the God's Art and all that stuff. Or you can do it in response to things if you need him to gain stuff or you need another blocker on the field. Comes into play with how we said with that 5-cost dragon earlier, being able to grab that dragon or any dragon that's beefy and throw it into the field is pretty awesome, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. You did miss one part. It's just pay red plus remove the 7 counters.
Oh yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
it's red as well. But yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. It's a pretty decent.
I think so too.
I think that he needed something that wasn't just burning stuff, and being able to grab a resonator, dragon resonator, is pretty cool. It sucks that you lose 6 cards out of it, but depending on how your deck is structured, it couldn't be too bad.
This could also be just game-winning turn here.
Yeah, especially if you can give him swiftness.
Next up, martial arts competitor, 3 costs, 8/8 with swiftness. Pretty simple card.
Yeah, it's
a fighter who puts speed above all else.
Dragonoid, yeah. I can see him being used somewhere.
Red Fang Allosaurus.
Ooh. 5 cost, 13/13 dinosaur with Bloodlust and First Strike. Bloodlust means it has to attack, right?
Right, if able.
So that's pretty cool. And nice to have a big, beefy dinosaur, and the cost is pretty relevant to its stats and stuff.
Yeah. I'm liking lots of dinosaurs. I'm just wanting that even cheaper way of playing them, hopefully. I mean, besides reanimation.
Yeah.
Next one up, Scarlet's Vision, 3 costs, chant with quick cast. Target attacking J/Resonator you control gains plus 400 attack until end of turn. Then it deals damage equal to its attack to the J/Resonator with the highest attack among J/Resonators your opponent controls.
Ooh.
That's interesting. And it has additional of null. It deals damage equal to its attack to each J resonator your opponent controls instead.
That's badass, especially inside of a null deck.
Mm-hmm.
But even without that, I mean, the 3 cost kind of sucks, but still, like you swing in with something and you know they're going to block with their highest cost, otherwise anything else would die, or they have a flyer and you have a flyer and they only have 1 flyer and the flyer is the highest cost. There's a lot of different scenarios where that can be awesome, or they only have 1 resonator or on the field that can do anything about it.
And it's a one-way attack, so only her attacks dealing to the resonator, not the reverse. So it lives. It's pretty great. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Is it 3 cost great though?
I was thinking of that. In a null deck, 100% worth it. Outside of a null deck, I think so, but definitely either I might run like 1 or 2 of them just to see how it runs, how it works. I'd hate to be stuck with more than 1 in my hand for sure.
Right.
Good.
Next up is Spirit of Mount Hoel.
Ooh. 1 cost, 3/3 Spirit. We got a Spirit, guys, for all those Spirit decks. When this card is put into the graveyard from the field, J resonates your control, gain +2/+2 till end of turn. So that's pretty cool. I could see some combos being used with that. It's not the best, but it's only 2/2. But I could see it being used in some form and fashion.
Not too bad. I want the next 2 cards, by the way, because I like the one that's coming up.
Okay.
Twin Dragon Claw. It's a 4 cost chant battle art. So it's battle arts.
Nice.
As an additional cost to play this card, remove X strength counters from your J ruler. This card deals X 100 damage to up to 2 target resonators. It's 4 cost. Yeah.
It's like a shitty version of the other chant. Yeah. No, terrible. I was excited for a sec.
All right, next up, I was excited just because of the Dr. Mermaid, 2 cost blue, 4/7. It is a mermaid. It says tap, remove all damage from target resonator. Tap, recover your your ruler if it's water. That's cool.
That's pretty cool. I could see a lot of use out of that outside of outside of mermaid decks. Like I think there's a lot of stuff.
It's in play. You call stone. You tap, recover your ruler. You do judgment. You know. As well as the other effect whenever it's convenient.
Did we have this card before, Giant Rabbit?
No. I don't think
It's a giant rabbit, guys. It's a giant rabbit. It's not very good, but it's a 5 cost 1,000. When this card enters the field, put target resonator on top of its owner's deck. Blue doesn't need a 5 cost that does that. It already has low cost bounces, so paying 5 for a card I don't think is worth it inside of a blue deck.
Yeah, I mean, it may be good, cool stuff, cool tricks in draft, maybe.
Yeah, inside of limited, maybe. But yeah, for 5 costs, like just instead of running for every rabbit you're planning to run, just throw in another Giga Thunderfish.
So next up, we get more keys cards, which is pretty neat. 3 costs. Keys is Corkscrew. Chant, search your deck for a card named Keys the Wise Dolphin or Keys the Electric Dolphin and put it into the field. Then shuffle your deck. It gains swiftness and precision until end of turn. At end of turn, return it to its owner's hand.
Wow.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That's really good, I think.
To drop in a Keys, yeah.
Yeah. That's, yeah. Did we already see the Electric Dolphin and the other one?
No. Electric Dolphin will be up next. I was just looking at the old Keys, which was a 3-cost 7,000.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's see what this next one does.
Okay, so Keys the Electric Dolphin is a 4-cost, 1,000. This card cannot be blocked as long as the weather is Thunderstorm. So if you combo it right, you basically get a free 1,000 damage onto your opponent, and then it bounces to your hand to be played at a later date.
Yeah, pay 3, put him into play, gain swiftness, make it thunder, and swing.
Yeah, that's that's got a lot of potential, I think.
Yeah,
at least
that's how that goes.
Yeah.
We already did Lightning Cave and this one. Okay, Lightning Shield. 2-cost blue chant, quick cast. Target J/Resonator gains 800 defense and barrier until end of turn. If the weather is Thunderstorm, it gains when damage is dealt to this card by a J/Resonator. This card deals that much damage to that J/Resonator until end of turn.
That's
cool
really
reversal.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that's good in just any deck outside of the Thunderstorm effect. Quick cast 2-cost that gives something our J Resonator 800 defense and barrier. I think that's a pretty decent. And for blue, because maybe blue doesn't want to run yellow to give itself barrier, so now it has a way to do that. I think that's really good in my opinion.
I'm liking just the fact that it has the Thunderstorm ability. Yeah. Because I mean, you think about it. Whenever I see something like this, I'm always comparing it to like, can it stop IU? And it can. If you had a flyer that could block, you tell it, gain 800 defense and barrier, block IU, her damage is dealt back to her. She flips back over,
Yeah. Even if it dies in the altercation.
Yeah. It's worth it. The next one, Lonely Moon Were Rabbit.
All right. So that's a 2-cost 5/5 Were Rabbit again. It gains 4/4 as long as you don't control another Resonator.
Not that great.
Well, if you're making a deck, for example, an IU deck, that is just your J activating, you never control another Resonator, essentially, it could be decent.
Yeah.
If your deck is built around just J activated, not necessarily putting Resonators out, and you're just built around destroying other Resonators or bouncing them and J activating for the kill, I could see this being played. But yeah, it's okay.
Next up is Magic Electric Warrior, 2-cost 8/8. It's a golem with a mobilize of 1 blue. This card is mobilized and gains whenever this card attacks or blocks rest target J/Resonator as long as the weather is Thunderstorm. That's not bad.
Wow.
To be able to have it already just mobilized, and if it's thundering, that's pretty.
And whenever it attacks or blocks, you get to rest a J/Resonator, and it's a 2-cost 8/8.
That's kind of like the way Sylvia was. I can just declare the attacks and then declare who I'm wanting to rest first before you can declare blocks.
Why aren't they making stuff like this for Pandora? Golems like this. They're giving way better golems to other rulers, every ruler except for Pandora. It's so weird. But it's pretty cool. That actually might be good to run inside of
I'm liking it.
Deck.
I would consider it. Next up will be Mermaid Researcher.
3-cost 7/7 Mermaid. As this card enters the field, choose a race. And so you say like elves.
Or mermaids.
And tap. Target Resonator of the chosen race gains 2/2 till end of turn. Yeah. That's
pretty good.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Raiju. 3-cost 6/6 with swiftness. If the weather is Thunderstorm, you pay 2 void less to play this card.
Oh,
1-cost 6/6 with swiftness. I'm liking that.
That's so weird.
That's awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Next up is Sea Serpent.
So you got to worry about aggro instead of blue decks. All right.
Yep.
Sea Serpent is a 4-cost 1,000 dinosaur. That looks so badass.
Ooh, it does.
This card cannot be returned to its owner's hand. There you go. Get rid of those freaking blue bouncing effects and green bouncing effects because green does blue stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm digging it for 4 costs. That seems pretty fair. I don't know how viable that'll be stuff. Oh, no, dinosaur, so it works with the other deck. Yeah, no, that's great. I like it.
All right, so next up is my turn for Shayla, the J-Wheeler side. We've already gone over the Wheeler side before in another video. So, sorry, I was reading something. Okay, so right new, she flips over and draws a card when she judgments. Now, one of her sealed items is Thunder Parasol. Pays 0. The weather is Thunderstorm until end of turn, which is legit with that card we just saw. You can be like, cool,
that's
Thunderstorm,
crazy.
paying 1, swinging 6. And her other ability is a God's Art. Indignation. You pay a blue. It says remove 2 electricity counters from this card. Destroy target J/Resonator. Rest all resonators your opponent controls.
That's great.
It is.
We're getting a lot of control out of blue. And it's pretty balanced. The God's Art is super balanced because God's Art you can play it once. And you got to preemptively already have those counters on it, which you can only get on the ruler side as of right now. And you got to pay 1 blue. And there's ways to counter it by giving stuff berries. So the God's Art is really great. That Thunderstorm, though, the 0 cost, that's so strong inside of what her deck is going to be.
Oh, yeah. Like, honestly, if you're running Shayla, I would, on ruler side, just add 2 counters and you can get ready to flip. That's it.
Do a quick flip and then just start Thunderstorm abilities. I think Shayla's going to be is going to be up there. I think we're
right. Like I was saying, right? Better than Keurig.
Well, Keurig is also up there, except for
for spoilers, right?
Spoiler: when we get to the green cards, I won't be happy. I'm mixed. I'm kind of happy, but I'm kind of not. We'll just say that.
Okay, I want this next one too, just because I like the way it looks.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Next one, Small Whale, 1 blue, 3/3. You pay blue. This card gains plus 200 defense until end of turn. Nothing crazy. I just really like it.
It's a complete crap card, but oh boy, that art.
All right, next one is a panda.
Soaked panda. It's watching. Okay, no, I'm not gonna make that joke. Soaked panda, 1 cost, 1/5 panda. This card gains plus 400 attack as long as the weather is rain. Ooh, and gains 600 as long as the weather is thunderstorm. So, potentially a 7/5, 1 cost. So, like I just said, blue is going to be aggro decks or some variant of just, it's pretty interesting. I like the crossplay. So, one of my fears going into this set, with this cluster, was we're going to be 2 tribal, all pandas and golems for this and so forth. But even though they're still doing that and they're making pandas, they're making it so pandas can be played in other decks, either vanilla ones or specific ones like this, and same with golems and so forth and mermaids. There are ones that have crossplay, specific crossplay in other decks, so it doesn't feel, it's tribal still, but it doesn't feel like tribal.
Like gem use in this case, which is great.
Next one.
Yep, so we finished up all the blue. We've already seen these before. We go straight to green, your favorite color.
Yep.
And the first one is Doll Audience. So if you remember,
that's not creepy.
In the podcast and such, I said we only had 2 dolls. We have way more dolls now, which is great. So it's a 2 cost 6/6 doll. When this card enters the field, target resonator gains +2/+2 until end of turn.
That's not bad. Pretty good vanilla doll.
It helps gain dolls, and not just that, but if you're running a Scheherazade deck, you have quick cast on all these dolls.
Oh, this is a
so these are things you can do on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, so it's a good. It could be a good defensive or offensive measure as well.
Now the next one will be Evil Ginny. I'll let you do that one, but I just want to point out real quick: Enormous Effigy, the variant, guys, is really good. You'll see later. All right, go on.
So Evil Guy is a 3 cost 7/7 spirit that looks kind of creepy. He has Legend of 3. So we got a resonator with the Legend ability. So that's really cool. So Legend of 3, when this card enters the field, your opponent discards a card. Because why not? Give green discard. Legend of 4, when this card enters the field, your opponent loses 400 life. Alright. Legend of 5, when this card enters the field, your opponent banishes a resonator. So It's just a bunch of black abilities.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
And it's a high cost legend. He's a definitely late game bloomer. But that's pretty interesting. So, and all the legends fire off if you have all of them. So he could potentially be a 3-cost 7/7 that makes your opponent banish a resonator, it makes your opponent lose 400 life, and has your opponent discard a card. Potentially. So I think we're starting to see where, because I was curious if Scheherazade was going to be as good as the other rulers.
Yeah.
Green rulers specifically.
I mean, I don't know if she'll be as good as the other green rulers, but I can definitely see her being a little bit better than a lot of these rulers in this set. Not necessarily better than Shayla, since Shayla is part of the set, but the other three original rulers.
I could see it beating Shayla potentially. I haven't even seen all of them, but based on some of the stuff we've seen, I could see it. I can see Scheherazade beat. I think Scheherazade is gonna be one of those things where, from most people, it's not gonna be good, but you have to be at least a medium to higher skilled player to do it correctly. It feels like that type of deck. I could be reading too into it, but next card.
Real quick, guys, like the flavor text, it gains wishes, but
it grants wishes.
Yeah, sorry.
Grants wishes, but it puts a knife up your butt. All right, next one.
All right, next one is Intervention of Reality. 1-cost green chant, quick cast. I gotta open this page up because I can't read that tiny text. Okay. First part, Legend of 1. Target J/Resonator gains +6/+6 until end of turn. Not bad. Legend of 3. Destroy target addition. Not bad. Legend of 5. Search your deck for a Resonator. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. So, if you have Legend of 5 and doing all 3 of those, it's amazing. But this, I feel better about this than the last card as far as the legend abilities. The last one feels really strong to me. This one feels a little bit better. It's still pretty strong. A 1-cost quick cast to destroy an addition is the best card we have for addition destruction. And if you're unlocking that, you're already gaining a buff. And also possibly searching for a resonator. But no, that's pretty good. Definitely, obviously going to run that in Scheherazade decks.
Yep. So Colin, tell us about this next card. This looks really interesting.
So, Last Days of Powerless Dragonoid. 1-cost quick cast. Chant Story. So this will be in the story deck. Choose 1. Cancel target fire chant spell. Because why not? Fire's getting way too out of control here. Or remove all counters from your opponent's J-Ruler. So I'll preface with, this card is amazing because it finally counters Fair. I'm going to get into that in a sec, actually. I'm going to go back to that because I actually hate that about it for a specific reason. However, this kills Keurig. I don't think, because people are going to be banning this to counter Fair. And so if you have a Keurig deck, most likely people will be banning this. At worst case, they'll be side decking it. If you run a Keurig, they're going to be running this because it's a 1-cost quick cast. And removing all of Keurig's counters, like say the game I was doing against Oscar, I haven't flipped yet. I have 42 counters. I'm about to flip next turn. They play this. It's all gone. I'm down to 0. That doesn't make it fun for me. Now, where it's good is it counters Fair. It gets rid of counter Fair, and it doesn't target Fair. So Fair can't give itself barrier. So in response, it can give its other stuff barrier or buff its other resonators before it loses those counters or something like that. But it's not going to be that great. So that's amazing. It's the wrong color. I had this conversation with Oscar earlier. How I thought, one thing I thought was, I disliked was the True Blade Spirits. It's a 1-cost that deals 500 damage to a 2-cost or less resonator. I said that is a chant we desperately needed in this format to get rid of things that Green was using, like Sacred Elf and Tama, Seal, stuff like that. Maybe not Seal, I forget its defense. But point is something we really needed to counter green, but they made it green. So in order to counter green, you have to run green. Here's a card. Counters the biggest green card in the format, and you have to run green to run it. So there's no escaping green. In order to stop green, you have to run green, and that's the part. If this was a blue card, I'd be so happy. I'd be like, this. I'd almost be okay with not banning any of the counter spell. It cancels because this stops Fair, which I really don't like Fair at this point in time, and it makes people so they'll be less likely to play Fair. If there's another color, you'll run that color instead of green and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. So that's my mixed reaction of finally getting a counter Fair, but I still have to run green to counter green. That sucks. And now my Keurig is dead. So I just feel like shot in the heart. And Oscar is to blame. He gave green a bad name.
How did I do that?
What are your thoughts, Oscar?
I was amused when I saw it. I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, here it is. And I only saw Keurig interruption. I didn't see the whole Fair interruption until I was reading like some Facebook posts that were mentioning it. I was like, oh, good point. It doesn't even target. It's a great thing around it. So the question is like, yes, is it going to be in Scheherazade deck? Yes, it is. Could Scheherazade now be like one of the higher ones going in? Possibly. But is any other deck really going to run this card just to counter Keurig and Fair?
They're not going to run it to counter Keurig.
Well, I mean,
to counter Fair, yeah. We just the ARG, granted there's only 26 people, but 5 of the top 8 was Fair, and Fair is just a strong thing, and especially in Scheherazade's, like I said, the thing stopping it from being a top tier might be Fair being stronger than it, but now it has a way to counter Fair, so Scheherazade can kill Fair, and it has a counter for every single deck in the format, which is a cool mechanic, but it has the potential to be the next big green thing. But I think people, at minimum, be side decking this card. But I think people will be main decking this card who maybe are running a non-fair deck or even a fair deck, and their only fear of losing is against another fair, so they want to make sure that they have that consistency of stopping a fair.
Yeah.
And maybe main deck they only run 1 or 2, and then side deck they have the other 2. But
yeah, we'll see where it lands. Yeah, it could have been another color. I probably wouldn't have said blue because then it meant Shayla even stronger, but maybe white, you know?
White needs something desperately. Yeah.
All right. Next up is Leaf Guardsman. 2 costs, 3/7, elemental. When his card's put into a graveyard from the field, search your deck for a card named Leaf Guardsman. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck.
I think that's really good inside of a guild deck. Because recycling with an elemental going to your deck, so it's having another use, and you get another one into your hand to play, recycle, so on and so forth. And you have stuff that buffs elementals, I think, or leaves. I forget. That's the other one I forgot. Guild's going to be big.
Yeah. See, I really can't weigh in on a lot of these leaf cards we're about to see because I still don't remember 100% all the stuff Guild does and a lot of the elementals do. So I'm unfamiliar with a lot of this mechanics that work with him. But
yeah. 2 cost 6/6 elemental. Tap ability. Target resonator in your graveyard gains elemental in addition to its other races until end of turn. That's pretty good inside of a guild deck. I don't know if it's great. I guess it would depend on some of the combos, so it could be great. You have to tap it, so I think that's a pretty good card inside of a guild deck. It's not like something crazy, but I think it's definitely runnable. You know what I am saying?
Somewhat. Like I said, I'm not familiar with elemental tricks yet. Okay. Next card, Null Page. Yeah, Null Page. 3 costs, all green. Addition. When his card enters the field, remove target resonator from the game.
Oh, wow.
As long as there is a card in any removed area that was removed by this card, your opponent cannot play cards that share a name with that card.
Oh, wow. That's not bad. Especially in a guild deck or any green deck that's like predominantly green, so it doesn't even have to worry about not having 3 green will up. I think that's really cool. Especially,
I think so too.
We're seeing some strong maybe decks with resonators that run a lot of 1 cost. Like imagine, well, this is a bad example, but as an example, your opponent's going really slow and only has 1 Sacred Elf out. Putting this out, removing Sacred Elf, and they can't play Sacred Elf for the rest of the game, and they count on that ramp. That could be good. Different things like that. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean.
Next up, Patrolling Guard doll.
There you go, Oscar.
Lots of dolls, like I said.
3 cost 8/8 doll with Legend of 2. This card gains 3/3, and Legend of 2 is not hard to get.
No. Three
So
cost 1111.
3 costs 1111. That's pretty good.
I think so.
It helps with that um, resonator sort of support that Scheherazade might need.
Next up, Puppet Maker, 2 cost green, 6/6. It's a wizard, not a doll. Whenever a doll enters a field under your control, draw a card. Legend of 3, dolls you control gain +2/+2. It's okay.
I think that's pretty good. If you play that early game, 2 cost, throw it onto the field, and now if you're populating your field with dolls, each time one comes in, not only do you get to draw a card, but they also are buffed +2/+2 on top of you drawing these cards.
I mean, honestly, with the amount of removal even being introduced in this set, this wouldn't even stick too hard, not alone in like New Frontiers Constructed, but in like pre-release sealed or anything like that. I think it's okay, like I said.
Next is Scarlet's Agony. 1 cost quick cast. Chant Story. So we got our first vanilla story, by the way. This is remove target attacking J Resonator from bat. Oh wait, we saw this one too.
Yeah, no. I'm looking right now at green stuff. We haven't seen this yet.
Remove target attacking J Resonator from battle. Draw a card. Maybe this was leaked because we talked about this. About removing from battle.
Nothing's been leaked yet. What you're thinking is there's another card that did something similar. That was another color.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it stops something from battling, and you get to draw a card, and it's 1 cost quick cast. That's not bad.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good thing to run in your story because it's vanilla enough that it works with all the decks. It's not as specific as some of them.
I mean, honestly, it's a great main deck card in the green.
Yeah, no.
Next up, Scheherazade's Marionette, 2 cost, 5/5. Doll. When this card is put into a graveyard from the field, draw a card.
That's decent. I mean, if you need the draw power anyways.
I thought it was better draw power elsewhere. I'd rather get the draw power on enter, like in Tama or McKay, as opposed to like it's in the field and it leaves play. Because I've been playing on it to leave, and I'd rather have stuff stick.
Draw power in the form of a doll, yeah, there's better 3 cost cards that you can run in your Panda deck, but you'd rather run the 3 cost Panda that gives you gems. You know,
I see what you're saying.
It's a good supporting card that gives you the draw power. But yeah. Weird. Secluded Elf is right next.
Yep.
Secluded Village Elf. Or wait, are you doing this one?
No, I just did the last one.
Okay. 3 cost, 7/7 Elf with Barrier, tap to produce green.
Oh, green needed that, especially elves.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that great. I mean, the passive Barrier is cool, so you get basically a will producer, but when it's tapped, even if it has Barrier, you can still attack into it and kill it, and it only produces 1.
But that's like saying you could. It's like saying you could do the Sacred Elf. Sacred Elf had less defense even.
Yeah, but I'm saying like for 3 costs, it's a bigger. You could play 3 Sacred Elves and be producing 3 green for the cost of this one. But I mean, I guess if there's a way to cheat it out or something like that, it is good because with the passive Barrier, you don't have to worry about giving it Barrier with Fair and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like flipping a Fair, pull this out and put it into play.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Definitely after say Lapis rotates, it could probably see a little more potential play.
Yeah.
All right, next page. Shifting Minstrel. 1 cost green, 3/3, human. Legend of 1. This card gains. Okay, Legend of 1. This card gains +2/+2.
So it's just a 5/5 drop, most likely.
And doesn't say it's on a turn. So it's just straight up.
Oh yeah. Well, otherwise it'd be completely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good vanilla.
All right, next one.
Small Flatterer is a 2 cost chant. Here we go. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Resonator and another Resonator with a race the first does not share from among them. If you do, put them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Example, you may reveal it gives an example. You may reveal a Were-Rabbit Resonator and a Were-Rabbit/Soul Resonator and put them into your hand.
That's not bad.
Okay, so just 2 different race Resonators you grab for a 2 cost.
Yeah,
it's okay. I wouldn't run it, but that's me.
Okay, next up, The twin dolls that everybody's like, oh, who is this? It's Eva and Eva. 2 cost story listener Eva by 5. She's a doll. Says this card gains +1/+1 for each card revealed from your extra deck.
Wow.
Potential of being a 2 cost 1,000 if you can reach that number.
So that's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Next is a 4-cost story speaker Eve. 6-cost doll, 6/6 doll. Sorry, 4-cost 6/6 doll. When this card enters your field, put target resonator your opponent controls with total cost X or less on the bottom of its owner's deck, where X is the number of cards revealed from your extra deck. It's okay for 4 costs. Yeah. It seems kind of high.
It is, especially since like odds are you're gonna have like a 2 or 3 revealed when you're trying to do some tricks like this. So there's better options.
Most bouncing one when there's green cards that do the same thing for cheaper. Yeah.
So Black Fang Tyrannosaurus.
Oh, so
4-cost black. 1,000
No. 6-cost.
Sorry. 6-cost. I would have done a mistake like that when we were playing pre-release as well. Like 4-cost bloop, and then find out 2 games later, it's 6, right? I'm like, oh, I did that with a card once, guys. So 6-cost 1,000 dinosaur with null. This card gains +1,000 precision and pierce. Holy crap!
So 6-cost 2,000 precision and pierce, potentially, and you can cheat it out. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Use that 4-cost spell, pull it out of your graveyard.
Next is a really good card. 3-cost Black Star Blazer Thieves Game Leader. 7/8 Panda. When this black. When this card deals damage to your opponent, they discard a card at random, which is really cool. Banish Light Gem, it gains flying. Banish a Fire Gem, gains swiftness. So if you banish 2 gems, when it comes in, you're able to swing in right away, deal 700 damage, and have them discard a card. And then you can always just give it flying at some point with a light gem to give it flying. And it's cool that it uses light instead of blue to give it flying, because usually you have a shit ton of light gems. You by default have one when he enters the field if you're running Tigers as well.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I also like a thief must be courageous and swift.
Does it?
Anyways, next on Black Tears 2-cost chant story. I didn't see this story when I was looking at all the stories earlier.
Shit.
This is interesting. Destroy all resonators with total cost 1 or less. Tokens are going to get hit like crazy.
Here we go.
1-cost Sacred Elves are going to be hit like crazy. That's a nice counter to favor, I would say.
And this one is good because it's story. It goes into Scheherazade. However, it's black like it should be.
It's not great.
It's a great card. I love it.
I'd say it's a nice card too. It's something to look out for.
Yeah.
Next up.
Is it Dinosaur next?
Yeah, Dinosaur. All across this is all new cards.
Blackwing Dinosaur is a 2 blacks, 8/6 dinosaur with flying, and it gains -100 attack for each card in your hand. So this card's terrible. I don't like it.
It's an anti-null.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be in a null deck, obviously, but still, it's okay.
Next one is Blazer Thieves Gang Underling. 2-cost 6/6 human. When this card enters a field, each player discards a card. That's not bad for a 6/6. Throw down for 2 and everybody discards a card.
It's okay. I don't know if I like that.
You're so quiet. I was like, are you still there?
I was thinking about if I liked it or not, and I decided I didn't.
I don't know. It's not bad. Like, I have a Black Fang Tyrannosaurus, pitch it to my discard. I'm running a black deck anyways. Then use, Dark Revolution to pull that dinosaur back into play next turn?
Yeah. Next
up will be Crumbling Majin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You said it was all the neck race cards.
No, I meant that one right there, that one row. All of the cross were new.
Crumbling Majin, 4-cost 9/9 Wicked Spirit. We get some Welser kind of support. When this card is put in the graveyard from your field, your opponent discards a card. All right, we got some average Welser support, kind of.
I mean, he's dead. So.
I mean, you can play that card with red if you're running Welser. So
next up is a Dark Elf Gravekeeper. I'm excited we're getting Dark Elves again. It's gonna because I want Freyla to go somewhere, and she hasn't been able to go there yet. And I see there's more here to see if they're good. So 1-cost 4/3 Dark Elf. When this card enters the field, search your deck for a Dark Elf and put it into your graveyard. Then shuffle your deck.
Oh,
That's pretty
great.
Cool. Because you're running a Freyla, you're recovering that in turn by paying 300 life to put it into your hand. Play it next turn.
Or you're comboing with the Resonator that you can play from your graveyard.
True.
And combo like that.
Okay, and next up is Dark Riding Hood.
Dark Riding Hood, Messenger of Truth. 2 cost, black 6/6. Fairy Tale. Love we're getting fairy tales. Remove a mystery counter from your J Ruler. Invert this card. Alright, so see what I'm saying? We're getting invert for other decks, which is cool. Mm-hmm. So once she inverts, she becomes a very similar art to other Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood, Recovered Hope. 8/8 Fairy Tale with barrier against black and red.
That's pretty good.
So that's pretty cool inside of that deck. Obviously doesn't work in IMO really well.
Okay, so Evil Elemental Uprising. It's a 1-cost black quick cast chant story. It says, I moved it. It says, remove all cards in your opponent's graveyard from the game. Players cannot chase to this card.
Okay, we have seen this card. I lied. But great card to counter Gil.
We haven't. I shared it with you. We haven't seen this one yet.
Oh, we have not seen this one. This is new to me. Yeah, this is great for Gil. Players cannot chase this card, so he can't cancel it because he's green. So that balances out Gil. So we just need something to balance out Scheherazade.
I just like all these dead elementals there in the background.
Yeah, they're all cute and stuff, and they're just like all fucked up.
Final words.
Final words. A 5-cost black quick cast chant. Destroy target J Resonator. That is terrible. Next.
Yeah. See. How you pronounce this? Kurosaurus? 1-cost black 3/3 dinosaur. Null. This card gains +3/+3 in precision.
Nice. That's pretty good. Vanilla dinosaur in your old deck.
I like the way this next card looks. I like this artwork for Lily.
Oh yeah, it's that one artist again. Lily the Last Flower. I love this artist. 2-cost 5/5 Dark Elf. When this card enters the field, target resonator your opponent controls gains -2/-2 for each Dark Elf in your graveyard till end of turn.
Oh.
Well, shit.
There goes that other card working well.
Remove a Dark Elf in your graveyard from the game. Put a 1/1 counter on this card. This card gains Drain until end of turn. It permanently gains the counter, and it just gains Drain till end of turn. So that is great. So you come and do the ability, and then you're just like, remove 30 elves. She did 35 now, and she hits you for 35 with Drain.
Yeah, some potential there. Next up is Lily's Protector. 3 costs, 7/7 Dark Elf / Ethereal. It says when this card in your graveyard is removed from the game, target Dark Elf gains barrier until end of turn, so it protects her, like it says.
Wow, that's cool. Next we have Lurker in the Knoll. Oh, nice, a 1-cost 1/1 Cthulhu again.
Yeah.
I noticed these Cthulhus are all like super fucking weak. When this card deals damage to a Resonator, destroy that Resonator. There's literally another Cthulhu that does that, isn't there?
Yeah, and it helps get bigger Cthulhu in play, right?
No, there's a different one. But Null, you can pay 1 black and 1 void to put this card from your graveyard into your hand. That's cool, so you can bounce it. Fox would like that card if Fox was still good.
All right, next up is Null Illusion, 2 costs, 5/5 Cthulhu. Has a Null, tap and draw a card.
That's really great in a black deck. But I mean, black is already having to run green, so maybe it's not that great. But if green wasn't a big thing, having a draw a power inside a consistent draw power inside of a black deck, I think that's great.
Next up, Stagehand Doll.
Stagehand Doll. I think it's a doll. 3 cost, black 6/9. Whenever a Resonator is put into your opponent's graveyard from a non-removed area, remove it from the game. You gain 200 life. That is Gil counter. That counters Gil. And other stuff as well, but helps with getting rid of those elementals. Those pesky elementals.
Okay.
Oh, it's terrible. The variant of White Sacred Beast is just a 6/6 with precision.
What was it originally?
It's the one where it destroys target Resonator, or without an ability, or remove abilities from Resonator. One of the two. Had to do with the abilities, remember?
Yeah, when its card enters the field, target Resonator loses all abilities until end of turn.
Don't worry, it has precision instead. Yeah, no, that's a terrible variant. Next.
The next one is a Mad Scarlecidon. 3 cost, 1,000. When its card enters the field, discard a card. Null of Pierce.
Is that better than the other one?
Looking at right now, last one was 1,000. When this card enters the field, discard a card. Null, Precision. So it has Pierce.
So Pierce instead of Precision.
Yeah.
I think I like Pierce better, so I think that's better. A variant, a small well. You want to do that one, Oscar?
Yeah, I just put up the other one for reference.
Oh, it's just reversed.
Yeah, so it gains 200 attack.
It's a 1/4 that gains 200 attack instead of what was it before? Was it still
defense?
1/4 that gains 200 defense?
Yeah.
Next is a variant of Enormous Effigy.
I want this one. This is a doll, guys, and it's the difference is it says when damage is dealt to you, this card deals that much damage to your opponent. That's why I thought it was better than the other one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And that not to mention, like, you have either you flip and put a doll into play, or you flip and you hit 5 and put a doll into play with Scheherazade. So
yeah. So lastly is Voidosaurus. So the old one was a 6 cost, 14/14 null. You pay 4 less to play it. This one is a 6 cost, 14/14 null against piercing precision. You make the choice. I mean, this one's better if you're trying to cheat it in.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't get these variants. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't fully understand the reasoning behind this whole variant thing they're doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right.
I'm just liking that they made a good one for the dolls.
Yeah. No, so now that we've seen every card, what are your thoughts, Oscar, on the set overall, especially as it compares to the other sets briefly?
I want to see where everything goes, because not just are we seeing a lot of cancels, we're seeing a lot of Resonator destruction. We're seeing a lot of cool combat tricks between certain things that run inside of very specific decks. So I'm just going to want to see where everything's going to end up going.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this set. Pretty excited to see what happens. It feels like they went all in on Shayla a lot. Which is fine. We're finally going to see some blue stuff. That'll be cool to see Shayla, how she interacts with green. As you guys have seen from this and other videos, I'm not too happy with a lot of the green cards. I'm okay with most of the blue cards, but the green cards I'm still not happy with. But so green is strong, blue is strong. It feels like they've gone all in on green. They just went all in on blue. And it feels like red got shortchanged. White got super shortchanged. Like hardcore. And black, I'm not sure where black stands. I think black is like
isn't bad. Black had some pretty good stuff. It had some, in my opinion, tech cards that you would say.
Yeah, I think maybe not. It might a little bit this set, but I feel like R4 is where black will come into its own. But red almost had it. I feel like I said, I could be wrong, but I feel like that green card hurts red pretty bad.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like from this point on, the next thing we do have to look forward to is going to be the ban list. And it's assumed not just a Wanderer ban list, but possibly a New Frontiers ban list. So we can see how that changes up everything, because if there's not as many cancels as there were before, because obviously there's 2 big targets that everybody's thinking of, then maybe this changes some of the things that we're seeing here into coming into play. Secondly, real quick, is I lost it. Oh, okay, yeah. No, Jeff reassuring us that because he came on and this set was already coming out, that the next set isn't going to be nearly as tilted for one color or over the other ones being green.
Yeah. Quick thought. Someone just pointed this out. My Millium 2.0 deck is fucking dead.
Oh, yeah. All those counters are gone.
Yep. God damn it.
At least you got some good play when we're at the GP and you're doing your side events. Everybody was like, man, it's so cool, Colin.
It kills Millium 1.0 kind of too, because it gets rid of the counters that are stuck on him. All the fun decks in a quest to try and kill Farrer with green card. Once again, I'm mad about that. They've like hurt all my fun rulers. They hurt Keurig. They hurt Millium. They hurt that, I mean, it's not my card, but they hurt Rhea, is it, that uses the mystery counters? They hurt mystery counters. And they gave all the power to green to do this. All you have to do now they're like, all right, Fair's dead. Now all the power's just in every other green ruler, I feel like, but we'll see. I'm super fucking bummed now. Million 2.0 is by my jam. I love that deck so much. Maybe people won't run this card. Maybe they'll be like, nah, Fair's not a threat. I don't worry about it. But yeah, no, overall I'm excited for this set. I have my qualms with it, but I'm pretty excited for a good 85% of what's coming out. So, and the artwork. This is some of my favorite artwork.
We'll definitely see where it goes. Hey, by the way, I'm sorry, real quick, 'cause I was looking on the database for counter cards. It removes limit counters, huh? for draft rulers.
Yep, it does.
It removes Alhamat's
That's a
counters.
great limit card, Joey. Remember that.
It removes Souls counters.
Next time we do this, Oscar, I just had this thought. Let us know if you guys would like this in the comments below, if you guys are still here for whatever reason. We should stream this to Twitch, us doing our live reactions to this, so you guys can interact and let us know if we're being like completely stupid.
Oh, that's true, and you can be like, guys, you missed this combo with that one card. Also, do me the favor, comment below if you're still here right now. Be like, hey,
yeah, I could have been disappointed about Milliam like way early on if you guys told me about it. But yeah, so that's everything. Hopefully that video wasn't too long. I think it was pretty long. But yeah, last of the spoilers are probably tonight. So we see you guys for that. And so we'll have some other cool videos revolving around this being spoiled and all that coming up. So look forward to that. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.